welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't date a non-believer or a non-Christian. If you're a Christian yourself, the Bible says not to be unequally yoked, and this is not just like another command or another rule that we have to follow. It's for our own good, and God says it for a reason, so I wanted to share those reasons with you and just share some thoughts that I have as well. So if you guys are interested in watching this video, let's go ahead and get on into it. So I dated a few non-believers like in high school and stuff, and now I look back and see what I have with Kyle and I'm just like, what was I thinking? I was not thinking about dating in the right way. I notice a lot of Christians just think too casually of dating. And God doesn't want us to do that. He wants us to be very intentional about dating and only dating somebody that you see potential in marrying. So a lot of the guys in my past, I never really saw potential in marrying. I really just thought, oh, this is a nice guy, like we can have fun. And I probably thought about marriage, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, like I can really see some great qualities in this guy, or he is somebody I really want to marry. So once I found Kyle and once I became obedient and broke up with the old guys that I dated, I feel like God's really blessed me for being obedient to Him. Before you get into any dating relationship, I think it's really important to pray and ask God, seek His wisdom in what to do and if you should be entering into this relationship. Honestly, I wish I never dated in high school. I wish Kyle was my only boyfriend. Not that I didn't learn anything, but it was really just a waste of time. Until I met Kyle and saw some really great qualities in him, I feel like all the other guys were just a waste of time. I think a lot of girls like myself think, oh, I can lead him to the Lord. Like if he's not a believer, he'll become a believer after they date me. But that's so not true. That never worked for any of my boyfriends. I had one boyfriend like come to church with me and like say he accepted Christ and all this, but really I don't think really had that true relationship with him. I think he really was just saying it so that I would like him or whatever and I wouldn't break up with him. If you're dating with the intention of marrying, hopefully you wouldn't be dating a non-believer because God says not to. Here are a few reasons why getting into a relationship or marrying a non-believer is not really good for your soul at all. So the first one is your values, goals, and motivations are completely different from the other person if you love Jesus. As a believer, you're motivated by God. That's why you live. That's everything you live for, is to serve Jesus. If you're dating a non-believer, they have their own selfish desires in mind, which is just the world. I mean, if you don't have God, why would you not just look after yourself and do everything to like gain self-worth in this world? Because you don't have a creator higher than you to say, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So you guys have totally different motivations. You're looking towards eternity while the other person is looking towards temporary things. And so I think that is just so important to realize that that's not going to work in a relationship when you guys both have different mindsets and different values and things that motivate you. So that's the first reason. The next reason is for the lack of true intimacy. If you don't share that same passion in your heart for the Lord, the true intimacy will never be there. Once that newness and excitement wears off, you're going to long for that deeper connection and someone to relate with who has a like mind as you do. So that lack of true intimacy will definitely cause problems in your relationship. So what a lot of people think is, oh, I'll marry them now, change them later. And so they're not Christians now, but I'm sure once we get married, they'll see how I act, see how much I love Jesus, and hopefully change, and God will work it out. And maybe that might be true, that might happen, but I know that's not the case for a lot of people. So in the beginning, your spouse or your boyfriend or whatever might go to church with you, might really support you, but say like, nah, that's not for me, but still really be supportive. But as you go on in marriage or on in dating, that support and that dedication to like uplifting you and whatever you believe in is slowly gonna fade away, and that will really damage your relationship. So reason number 4 is competition. Your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever is going to constantly feel like they have to one-up you or feel like they're happier than you without Jesus or prove to you that you don't need God. So that competition between each other to try to prove like, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, is going to be really damaging and just will cause a lot of fights in the relationship. So just looking for a spouse or a boyfriend that has those same values and beliefs as you do is going to make the relationship so much smoother. The last reason is compromise. If you're in a relationship with a non-believer, you are probably going to have to compromise your faith. his friend group or her friend group and your friend group is going to be totally different. This group of friends loves the world. Your group of friends loves the church and loves God. So those two groups combined don't really mesh well together just because you have different values, different morals, and beliefs. And so when you put those two together, they're not going to have fun. They're not going to enjoy their time together. Both of you will feel held back by the other, which will cause a lot of bitterness and resentment between you two. So I would highly recommend not getting into a relationship with a non-believer if you are a Christian, because you are just going to be totally separate in how you operate. And when you operate with someone who has those same beliefs as you do, you guys, life is so much easier, it goes so much smoother, and you'll just have a happier, healthier relationship in marriage and in dating. One of the biggest takeaways from this video is I really want you to be intentional about seeking God's wisdom before getting into a relationship. I think that is so important. If you see any red flags that you're kind of uneasy about, I would definitely talk to God about it and see what He wants you to do. He'll tell you, He'll let you know in your heart. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!